What is going on, guys? Another crypt season, another video, and this time we have a great crypt season, no pun intended. Currently I'm on my beginner account, and as you are currently seeing, I have already purchased the Varmin's Lucky Hat and the Rusty Chainsaw. In my opinion, every single one of you, and I mean every single one of you, should buy a copy of the Varmin's Lucky Hat. And if you don't have the Rusty Chainsaw, you need also to buy a copy of the Rusty Chainsaw. After all, it is extremely cheap. It goes for just 600 hearts, so it's not expensive at all. The Varmin's Lucky Hat you must buy, regardless of whether you have it already or not. Because every single fusion counts. And if you don't have it, then 100% you have to go ahead and buy it. The next piece that every single one of you should buy, and again I mean every single one of you, is the Living Dead. Now you're going to say that the Living Dead actually gives you invulnerability for about 2 seconds and resurrects you. And you're going to say 2 seconds isn't enough. I kind of agree. The thing is though, you're not using it so that you can eat special attack and then survive to the special attack, to the animation or anything. You basically use it in the situations where there's nothing to do and there's some kind of unfortunate circumstance that are going to get you killed. For instance, a tagging attack, any type of modifier in a fight that's going to kill you and there is nothing you can do. So in a way, the purpose of the Living Dead is to save you. The purpose of the Living Dead is to give you a guaranteed revenant that is going to keep you alive. Then you can tag out or keep punching or do whatever you want to do. So the purpose of this piece at Fusion Zero is not to keep you alive for a long period of time. Again, the purpose of this piece is to make sure that you don't die. So in a way, Living Dead is a great piece of armor, however, it is situational. In certain situations, though, it is going to be a lifesaver. And I'm going to give you an interesting example. This example has nothing to do with the obvious case scenario where you're fighting difficult tower fight and the enemy has, for instance, Cabal that tags in, breaks your block, and then kills you, and the Living Dead resurrects you. The advice, actually, the example I'm going to give you is about you, for instance, farming in the crypt, and if you have beginner account, you are using your main fighter, let's say Classic Scorpion, High Fusion, and 2 other guys that are giving him boost. When it comes to boost, I mean boost in terms of hearts, the modifiers. So the other 2 guys are going to be quite weak, especially the weakest guy. In my current case, I'm running the crypt, and usually I have very weak Sub-Zero, Fusion 0, Fusion 1, level 20. So you can imagine super weak. So what I would do is I'm going to give him the Living Dead, so that if I'm facing, for instance, Aftershock Tremor is going to bring my Sub-Zero, and even if I resist the stun, I might get one-shotted by his special one. So having the Living Dead on my weak Sub-Zero makes sure that I don't have to spend my consumables when my weakest guy dies. And trust me, this can happen a lot if you decide to farm crypt with a weak account. So definitely, again, go ahead and buy the Living Dead, go ahead and buy the Varmin's Lucky Hat, and go ahead and buy the Rusty Chainsaw. This time, like never before, I'm starting on the equipment tab because the equipment is absolutely godly. When it comes to the characters, I would say that you should consider buying Cosplay Jackie. If she's your main fighter and don't have her yet at Fusion 10, you should consider getting Classic Smoke. He's one of the very best goats in the game if you don't have him maxed out. I mean, 1 copy will be always great. You should avoid getting Turner God Radiant, he isn't really that good. You should avoid getting Dead Red Jade, she isn't really incredible, to be honest. You should consider getting Black Dragon Cabal, and you should consider getting MK11 Nightwolf. In my opinion, MK11 Nightwolf isn't really horrible, however, 14,000 price tag for him is a little bit of an overkill. However, if you're in the mood for a grind, and if you don't have MK11 Nightwolf or Black Dragon Cabal, either of them will work. I mean, either of them actually have some value at Fusion Zero. If you have other Black Dragon members, you can use Cabal so that you can deal with Assassin Jade, stuff like this. Even though, to be honest with you, there are better ways to deal with them compared to Black Dragon Cabal. And MK11 Nightwolf, I mean, he's a very versatile support for the MK11 team. However, at the end of the day, he is not a game changer. Definitely, the first thing that you should do is to buy a copy of the Rusty Chainsaw, to buy a copy of the Varmin's Lucky Hat, and to buy a copy of the Living Dead. This is about 10,000 hearts. And if you're in the mood for a grind, you can buy whatever from this store. I already established the Cosplay Jack. You should consider Classic Smoke, and you should consider MK11 Nightwolf or Black Dragon Cabal. It is totally up to you, your current collection, and your playstyle. Alright guys, I hope you found this video useful. See you next time, take care, and have an amazing rest of your day.
perfect.